And a very good afternoon to you. I'm Lisa Lord with the CBC News Break. Attorney General and Home Affairs Minister ADRIEL BRATHWAITE is not convinced that a gun amnesty will help curb violent crime in Barbados or get illegal firearms off the streets. The AG was responding to questions from the media at the Barbados Hilton following a major meeting of the Caribbean Basin Security Initiative hosted by the United States Embassy and the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agency. Noting the increasing number of reports here and across the region about the use of firearms to commit crimes, Mr. Brathwaite explained why a gun amnesty cannot be the answer.
If perchance my friend Emmanuel brings in a firearm and it's being used in a murder, do we say to him, well, we'll find, here's your $500, but we're not going to question your connection with how long have you had this, et cetera, et cetera. My information is that gun amnesties, frankly, do not work. And what usually happens is that you arrest a chap with this firearm, and he tells you, well, I was on my way to District A to deposit it, et cetera, et cetera. So it is not as simple as that. That notwithstanding, if in fact individuals who have illegal firearms would like to turn them in, we will welcome them off the streets.
And the Home Affairs Minister, however, wants closer attention to stemming the movement of illegal firearms in Barbados and the region, especially as it relates to transportation by sea. He revealed the figures that show 60% of guns come into the region out of the United States, while 40% come from Latin and South America.
We encourage yachts and boats for pleasure. We have to look at the risks associated with that. We have to look at the fact that a guy can get on his boat or his yacht, leave Barbados, go outside the territorial waters within a couple of hours and come back in. How do you check for these individuals? And I am not for one suggesting that there's an issue. All I'm saying is that from a national security perspective, the whole issue of yachts and ships going through the region is a risk that we have to look at.
Meanwhile, we hear that new laws could be coming on stream to address human smuggling here in Barbados. The Attorney General says it forms part of new draft legislation governing transnational organized crime.
When we looked at it along with our U.S. partners, there was some concern that we were not addressing the issue of human smuggling within our borders. So we are at this point in time tightening our legislation, not only to address the issue of smuggling through Barbados, but we've accepted that, in fact, that it is quite possible, even in a little country like ours, for individuals to be smuggled within our shores. We are also finalizing our civil asset forfeiture legislation as I speak, another vehicle that we believe will be meaningful in our fight against transnational organized crime and indeed against crime generally.
The Association of Public Transport Operators intends to push its proposal to the Minister of Transport again to relocate the Nursery Drive terminal. Interim Chairman Maurice Lee says the city terminal is below sea level and is affected whenever there is a heavy downpour. The ideal location for the new van stand, according to Mr. Lee, is located nearby and is on a higher level.
Suggested, and I intend to write the Minister to let him know that I believe a better approach was one that I proposed a while back, where the old Fisher Street Market that has been demolished should be the site of the new terminal, which is above, it's on a much higher gradient. And I believe that every effort must be made if you're going to use resources that are so precious in these trying times. I believe that that money should be spent wisely.
Parents of graduating primary school students have been reminded to pay even more attention to their children when they enter secondary schools. The message comes from Education Officer Christine Morris, who delivered the feature address at the graduation ceremony of the Jones Private School. Ms. Morris says the children will drift away if they do not have the necessary guidance.
The period of secondary education is not the time for letting them run free. That is the time when you need to get even closer with them and to them, because there are going to be so many distractions out there. And if you don't keep a close eye and a close arm to pull them back when you see them going in the wrong direction, then there's a possibility that you might lose them.
Well, there is a call for more support for people in Barbados with cognitive disabilities. It comes from clinical neuropsychologist Dr. TONI NICHOLS, who was speaking at the annual general meeting of the Barbados Council for the Disabled. She would like more employers to be comfortable hiring people with disabilities because it can be beneficial.
It does wonders for the person's self-esteem. You get to be a contributing member of society. Productivity of Barbados. I mean, you're a contributing member of society, contributing to the economy, and family situations can be greatly improved with advocacy and support. So basically, all is not lost. I think a lot. Like I said, a lot of work has to be done, but I think the appetite is here. It's just it's going to take a little bit more time and effort to create an atmosphere of awareness for people who have had cognitive disabilities.
We'll have regional and international stories after the break.
Contact Evolution 4.0, beautiful to see, powered by Barbados Yellow Pages and proudly sponsored by 98.1 The One.
On June 26, the Youth Parliament of Barbados held a debate on the topic CARICOM, a